I mean, the whole phenomenon of the real book, I remember when, when I was in high school, they were still selling the real book sort of in this underground way in Boston. People would go up to Boston because I guess Berkeley, they had guys that would sell the real book. And so when we got our real book, I mean, became sort of the Bible until the older musicians that I was playing with said, those changes aren't right. That's not right. You should really why don't you check out the real changes or check out the version that Hank Mobley did, or check out this guy's version. And then I realized, of course, it's only a loose compendium of what is possible. But it's up to you to sort of really investigate how you want to take those tunes. And then there were other people that said, you can play those changes, but you can also make up your own changes and reharmonize these tunes. And when I started working with more and more singers and realized I did not know any of this repertoire, I thought, you really have to get down and start studying, all the stuff, not only from the jazz world, but also from the show world, George Gershwin, people like that. And, it was my ambition then to try to memorize the real book, so I would think I can accompany anybody. If anybody calls these tunes, I'll know how to play them. And I mean, in a way, it was sort of a naive thing to think, because there were a lot of pianists, though, that was their skill, especially if, the singer says, I want to play this song by Cole Porter in B, and they could play it. And I remember I was, one summer I was playing in a hotel, and the guys that were playing music there also could do that. They were older than me. And I was like, how do you do that? And then I just thought, okay, man, just try to start studying it. And so the real book became something really important. And I remember people in Philly saying to me, if you don't know how to play all those songs, when you move to New York and you don't know that stuff, you'll never get a gig. And when I moved to New York, nobody wanted to play the real book because it had become so obvious. So it was the paradox. When you would call a tune like that, people would say, no, write your own tune. So this is a good balance, that you're to create a new real book where you take original music from a lot of different people and say, okay, here's another book of repertoire. Here's another canon that you guys can try to figure out how to play on.